Number 6, number patterns. So in this question, we've got to look at a few patterns and see can we find out the next pattern and things like that. So as you can see here, the first patterns in a sequence of dots are shown. So you have this pattern here, this pattern 2, and then pattern 3. And the first question you're asked is draw pattern 4 in the sequence. So if you notice, the first pattern is this. The second pattern then seems to add a dot on either side and above. And similarly, pattern 3 adds another dot on side to side and one at the top. So pattern 4 is going to follow that same pattern, pardon the pun, where you're going to add on another dot each side and one at the top, and you will get, so I just got them in red to see the difference of the new one being added on, and basically turn that back to black. So there's your pattern 4. Then we want to fill in the table below to show the number of dots in each of the first 6 patterns. So to do that, we can see that we've got 4 in the first pattern. If we count them up, we've got 7 dots in the second pattern. We've got 10 dots in the third pattern. So if your last pattern, then if you counted them up, you would have 13. But we can see we're adding 3 on every time here now. And so 16 and 19, the logical deduction there of what the next patterns are going to, number of dots are going to be contained in it. So then we're asked in part C, what kind of sequence is made by the number of dots in each stage of the pattern? So tick one box only and give a reason for your answer. So we're given 3 types here. We're given a linear, we're given a quadratic, and we're given an exponential. So I suppose we've got to have a look here at our actual pattern. We've got 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. And if we look at the first difference, which basically means what is happening between them. So to go from 4 to 7, we're adding 3, 7 to 10, we're adding 3, 10 to 13, and so on and so forth. To get to the next term, you're adding 3 every time. And as a consequence of that, we'd be able to tell the next terms, 22, 25, 28. And this, we can see that the first difference between each term is the same. That is, we say in maths, it is constant. So this first difference here is constant. And when that is the case, that is a linear sequence because the first difference is a constant number. So if this came up for you in the exam, you would need to show something like that. You would need to show that the first difference is constant. And then, of course, don't forget, tick off your box there that is linear. But I will say again, don't forget there that you must show, if it says there, give a reason for your answer. You must show that the first difference is constant and tick it off. Now, while I'm at it, I'm also going to show you here a quadratic pattern. So the first 3 terms of a pattern are shown. Draw the next term of the pattern. So to draw the next term of the pattern here, we've got 1, 3, and then we've got 6 here. And each time again, we're adding a box on here and here. And we're also adding what seems to be 1 on the middle. So the next time, I think we're going to have 1 onto the left, 1 onto the top, and we're going to get 1 here and here. So looking at that, I'm right there. We're going to add it on there and there. So it's basically each time 1, you're adding on 2, then you're adding on 3, and then you're going to be adding on 4 there for that. Okay, so identify the type of pattern involved, give a reason for your answer. So if we look here again, 1, 3, 6, and 10 is the blocks that are involved. 1, 3, 6, and 10. And if we notice here, our first difference this time is changing. Our first difference, 1 to 3 was add 2, 3 to 6 add 3, 6 to 10 add 4. We can see that the first difference between each term is not the same. So if we go one more difference on here, from the 2 to the 3 you're adding 1, 3 to the 4 you're adding 1, and now the second difference is a constant. It's plus 1. So when the second difference is a constant, we get what is known as a quadratic sequence because the second difference is a constant number. And this is something important to understand ahead of your exam tomorrow. So drink in the 2 of those and see what you think. That's a number patterns question, question number 6.